To get started. Okay, so hello, my name is Sandra, and welcome to my channel from Lack to Legacy. On this channel, we're all things money, investing, and mindset. In particular, how to go from a scarcity mindset to a mindset of abundance. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, please stay. Yep, I'm here, just popping up on your screen live out of nowhere. I didn't make an announcement or anything, and I know it's late for you all in the US, so I don't know who's going to be in here with us tonight, if it's anybody, but I'm recording because I have to record when I can. So let me take this off. I am taking a riverboat cruise in, where am I? Singapore. And it's the second activity I've done. After this, I'm going to do the hop on, hop off tour. I hope this boat doesn't get too crowded, Lord. I hope I can sit by myself because it's hot. And I do not feel like, I know this is terrible for a traveler, but y'all, I don't feel like being friendly today. I just don't. I'm going to be honest with you all. I've been in Singapore 3 days, 2 days, 3 days. This is day 3. I'm not exactly a fan. It's not very many places that I go that I say, I'm not, it's not that I'm not a fan. It's just not my vibe. It's beautiful. The architecture is stunning. But it's very expensive. And I'm going to say it's giving some elitist vibes to me. I could be wrong. What can you tell about a place really in 3 days? But would this be on my list of places to return again and again and again? Probably not. Nope. One and done for me. But I did meet a really wonderful sister who was traveling with her mother. And I got her Instagram. So it was nice seeing other travelers. It's always nice to see other travelers. But, I ain't exactly feeling Singapore. That's why y'all haven't heard from me. Serious business, because it is what it is. It's a big city. I wouldn't even say it's a big city, but it's a city. The infrastructure is top tier. My accommodations were really nice but tiny, and so I don't know. It puts me in the mind of Chicago in terms of beautiful architecture. It's on the water, good infrastructure. Best hot shower I've had in all of Southeast Asia. I can say that. Best shower I had. But in terms of motivated to shoot, I went to Chinatown last night and I should have took y'all with me, but I don't know what I was thinking. I just wasn't wowed. I was not wowed. I did have and part of it is I'm probably hiding too. I had a delicious dessert. There's this shaved ice dessert that they do in Southeast Asia. It's shaved ice. And sometimes they're jellies and fresh fruit. Okay, so y'all going on this tour with me. So let me turn this so y'all can see where we are. And I'm gonna clean this camera right quick. This is bad. This is bad YouTubing, but I'm about to clean this camera. Human or otherwise, from the great ships anchored at the harbor. Okay, at least y'all will get a good view. So maybe you can hear the tour narration as well. I'll try to keep low-key because I'm not the only one on this tour. So here we are. I'm staying in what's called Clarke Quay. I booked my accommodations near all of the party places. Y'all know I don't party like that. So it might not have been the best fit. I would have probably preferred to be in a more laid-back area. But it's some stuff y'all need to know. Hey, Caleb. Hey, Matthew Willington. Good evening. Hey, for you all it's evening. For me it's morning. So I'm going to try to give you all the best view that I can, Lord Jesus. If my phone fall in this water, that would be the end of it for me. But I can say this, Singapore is gorgeous. It's absolutely gorgeous. The standouts have been the architecture, and it's easy to get around in regards to they've got a beautiful public transportation system. It's, very well interconnected. It's been, it's a well-run city, but it's very expensive. And for me, I don't like those kind of things where it's like they're very, very well off people, and then there's everybody else. Look at the cat, y'all. And then there's everybody else. I don't like those. I like it when everybody has access to the beauty. And so I don't care for elitist places where you can just feel it in the air. This is very different. Like when I went to Doha, Doha is very wealthy. You can smell the wealth in Doha, but everybody gets to partake. I was okay with that. So I'm a hush so y'all can hear the narration.
Performance was just 50 cents, but the common practice was to only pay 5 or 10 cents just to catch the last 10 minutes, which was the most exciting part of the show. Some might say this opportunistic spirit of frugalness endures amongst the most cunning
Hey, Hope of Victory. If you're here, like, subscribe, share the channel, y'all. Hit the like button if nothing else. Subscribe. It helps me. It doesn't cost a thing. Any of those buttons down below, just hit one. Just hit a button. Any button. The thumbs up, the thumbs down. It doesn't matter. Leave a comment. Share with your friends. But there we are. We're at Riverside Point. And I will say this, they're the most beautiful fountains you ever saw in your life. I am going to be checking in later, and I can tell y'all this one because you could never find me in this hotel. I'm checking into the Marina Bay Sands, and so I'm really trying to kill some time because I can't check in until later this evening. So I have a few hours to kill. I figured I would take this ride, and then once I get off of the boat ride, I'm going to jump on the hop on, hop off tour. So I'll take you guys along on the hop on, hop off tour
to your right
as well.
used to be the site of Riverside Village,
okay, so this is to our right.
infested squatters' colony, which housed the seedy underbelly of opium dens, brothels, and secret societies. Addicts, ladies of the night, and gangsters jostled for space in this once dangerous, mysterious place. But today, the building Riverside Quay sits
Let me
on
know
the
if you can
historical
hear the
foundations of
narration.
that
Can y'all
notorious
hear
village.
what they're saying
No longer
in terms
dangerous and
of
seedy,
narrating
but a
the
delightful
scenery? If you
waterfront
can hear
dining
it, give me a
oasis
thumbs up so
that
that I
boasts its
know.
very own microbrewery. Perhaps you'd like to return by foot to explore all these fun possibilities.
Another thing that
Did
I
you
can
know
share
that
with
the
y'all that
parks
I'm not
along the
that crazy
Singapore
about
River
is
make a
that
one
prostitution is
continuous
legal
looping
here.
promenade that
And
connects
that
everything you
I
see
knew
along
that.
the
I
river
didn't nobody had to
banks?
tell me that.
Take a
The
look at
first
this
night that I was
tall and
out,
silken
I could
gas
see so
sail,
many
6-kilometer
scantily
promenade
clad
that
ladies.
flanks
I was
both
like, wait a
sides of the
minute.
river.
Something's
As you
going on
take in the
here.
sights and
I'm
sounds,
from the
you can
city. I
appreciate the
know what's
lush
happening.
greenery and
And
definitely
so,
tempted by the
hey
many shops and
Jan,
cafes
Jan, can you
along the
hear the
way.
narration?
Look across the river and up to your left. See the lush green hill and the large tower overlooking Clarke Quay and the river? That is Fort Canning Hill, where Raffles built his own bungalow, Singapore's first government house. He also planted a spice garden, Singapore's first experimental botanic
Okay, so
garden,
this is
to
where I'm
cultivate
staying, Clarke
commercially
Quay,
imported
not in this
spices.
particular building,
The
but
hill
this is
was
the
later
area
used
where
by
I'm
the British as
staying.
an arms store, barracks, and hospital, which probably led to its final name, Fort Canning. But way before the
Not
British
thumbs
arrived
up
on our
to
shores,
prostitution.
Fort Canning was the
I can
place
hear
where
you, girl.
ancient Malay
Yeah.
royalty
You
once
know,
lived and were laid to
man,
rest.
anytime
It
that's
was considered
present
so
with
sacred
very
that it was
wealthy,
known as
wealthy
Forbidden
men,
Hill.
you already know what
Forbidden
that,
because
that
commoners were
means. It's
not
just
allowed
some,
to visit.
there's an
Of course,
energy
all
here
that
that
has changed, and now
isn't
you're
quite my
most welcome to
vibe.
visit Fort
Because,
Canning to
again,
see
they're
the
the
old
ultra
British underground
wealthy,
bunkers,
and
and
then
if
there's
you're really
everybody else.
brave-hearted, explore
At
the
least that's
ancient
my take.
gravestones that still remain on its
Um,
shady slopes. Now here's a building that just begs for attention. See the one adorned with colorful windows on your left? Home to the
that
Ministry of
one.
Information, Communications and the Arts, its multi-hued facade
It's coming
not
up.
only reflects Singapore's multicultural
It's
heritage, but also hints at the building's equally colorful past. Can you believe that this rainbow-splashed complex used to be the old Hill Street Police Station and was once considered a skyscraper? But that was before World War II. In fact, the old Hill Street Police Station served as Singapore's earliest secure jail. And during World War II, it's even believed to have been a torture chamber. With such a vivid history, it's certainly no wonder the building was named a
the
national monument
architecture
in
has been the standout for me, y'all.
1996.
When I tell you, look, okay, you can see the Marina Bay Sands off there in the distance. That's where I'll be staying the rest of my stay. For this part of my stay, I was right down this street. I just walked over here to jump on this boat. So this area is Clark. Quay. And it was cute. Very, very, very expensive. When I tell you my room was the size of a dorm room, and it was like 200, I don't know, I think it was around 250 a night. 250 a night for a dorm room. But when I say it was a well-appointed dorm room, it was a very well-appointed dorm room. Gray linens, everything you could possibly need, washer, dryer, all that good stuff. But man, it was not inexpensive. So hopefully you guys will get a chance to experience the variety of architecture. That's what took me. Yeah, no, my hotel's down this street. But at any rate, this whole area is Clarke Quay. I thought Chicago had beautiful skyscrapers, and we do. But I mean, because Chicago is like an architecture hub. You got all the greats: Frank Lloyd Wright, Mies van der Rohe, Ickes, Sullivan, Burnham, you name it. But baby, this is all new. This is a whole different. It's very. You'll find in Chicago you can find everything: modern architecture, Art Deco, prairie style. You can find everything. Here you see a lot of modern. I mean, ultra modern, artistic. I'm okay with it. That's what I've enjoyed the most is the architecture. And I have to say that they seem to enjoy a very high standard of living. So, the infrastructure is beautiful. Would I come back though? Probably not.
It was completed in 1842 and is Singapore's very first quay. At its peak in the 1860s, Boat Quay handled 3/4 of Singapore's total shipping
No,
business.
Jan, I am not considering staying for a while. Nope. I cannot wait to get back to Kuala Lumpur. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'll be back in Kuala Lumpur. That's been probably one of my favorite cities.
To be traded by the merchants who had set up shop in that row of buildings on the bank. Some of those goods included seafood, spices, and rubber. The precious cargo was shouldered across gangplanks by immigrant laborers known as coolies, whose blood, sweat, and tears formed the very backbone of our nation's rise to prosperity. Wonder why all the shophouses are concentrated on just one embankment of Boat Quay? Well, legend has it that the Chinese immigrants chose to set up home only on the south bank of the river. You'll notice how the riverbank curves just like the belly of a carp. In Chinese culture, this majestic fish is an auspicious symbol of good fortune and a great place to store wealth. These first immigrants believed that this part of the Singapore River was where prosperity and wealth could be found. That's also why many banks and businesses started up here and eventually developed this area into our current central business district. Where once boats lined the water's edge, today the banks of Boat Quay are lined with shophouses turned into restaurants and pubs. The facades of the
So all of this is stuff that I could walk to from my hotel. It's really cute. Tons of restaurants, a lot of nightclubs. But when I tell you expensive, expensive.
Signal the owner's wealth. In other words, the higher the building, the wealthier the owner. Perhaps these traditional beliefs have extended till today. Just take a look at the tall skyscrapers of Singapore's financial district towering over the Boat Quay shophouses. This is the perfect place for snapping pictures, so enjoy the 360-degree views and drink in Boat Quay's unique blend of traditional Asian values set against a modern and progressive backdrop. See how the shophouses form a charming contrast of Singapore's developing years against the skyline.
Should you put this one on your list? I don't know, y'all. I mean, look at that. See, now this is what I like. Look at the architecture. This, if you are into architecture, nightlife, gambling, then this I don't know. I'm here to see the Marina Bay Sands Hotel. I'm here to see Garden by the Bay. You know those trees, those that light up. I wanted to see that. But I will say this: I went to the botanical gardens yesterday, and it was beautiful. Good night, Jan. I know it's late, y'all, but I had to do it when I could. Good night, y'all.
Directly ahead is Cavanagh Bridge, completed in 1869 and named after Colonel Sir William Arthur Cavanagh,
I
Singapore's
leave
last
here in
governor,
2 days.
and
I'll
Singapore's
be
only
here
suspension
till
bridge to have
the
retained its intricate
14th, and then
original
I head
form.
back to Kuala
It was
Lumpur.
manufactured in Scotland, then shipped to
My
Singapore
favorite.
later to be
I can't wait
assembled.
to get back to Kuala
Unfortunately,
Lumpur.
the bridge
Hey,
was built too
Jen.
low,
Hey,
and
Jay
folks had to wait for
Sweets.
low tide before they
We're,
could
just so you
pass.
know
So
what
look
you're
out
looking
and
at,
don't
we're
forget to
taking a
duck as you
river
cruise under the
cruise
bridge.
in
Just kidding.
Singapore.
Coming up on the other side of Cavanagh Bridge, you'll see a group of little boys jumping into the river. Don't worry about jumping in to save them. They're actually incredibly lifelike bronze sculptures showing a scene from the river's past, where children would stand and wave cheekily from their houses. Very often, they would take off all their clothes and jump in for a cool afternoon swim. Standing tall and majestic is the exclusive Fullerton Hotel, which blends the elegance of old world charm with every modern convenience. Built in
Now, the
1928, lots of
hotels
paper
here,
pushing went
y'all,
on behind
next
the hotel's
level.
surrounded
Next
columns
level. The
before
only
its
thing about it
glamorous
is that because things are
makeover.
so
Its
expensive, they're
facade is a
small.
masterpiece of
So let me
neoclassical
take you
grandeur,
here.
which belies its much stuffier original occupants, the Chamber of Commerce offices and the General Post Office, from which mail was transported along the Singapore River to and from ships. Since the 1950s, this was also the site of many political campaign rallies, but even longer
There you
before
have
that,
it.
it was occupied
Cruising
by
since
Fort Fullerton,
1987.
built to defend the town at the mouth of the Singapore River.
This very much reminds me of the Chicago architectural
This
tour.
promontory to your right used to be home to the merlion, Singapore's half lion, half fish
But I need
icon.
y'all to see
The
this
merlion
building
stood guard
here.
here at the river mouth for 30
Look
years
at
before it
that.
was hauled by barge to its new home in the bay in 2002.
Hey,
As we make our way out into Marina Bay, you'll be able to
y'all.
see the merlion for yourself and hear all about its story.
And there she blows in the background. You can see the Marina Bay Sands. That I want to say that hotel's probably been featured in so many movies, but the top of it looks like a ship. My grandboy, when I showed it to him, he said, "Nene, why are you staying on a boat?" Hey, Poetry, how are you? Thanks for staying up late with me. Let me just spin y'all around. When I say Singapore is beautiful, it is beautiful. It is very well planned. It's beautiful. But I still say there's this elitist vibe, and I don't like that. I didn't like that about the Caribbean. I don't like staying on a resort where everything is gorgeous and beautiful, and then when you go out into the community, there are shanty towns and poor people. I don't like that, y'all. I just like justice for all. I'm sorry. I'm always be that girl. Justice for all. If everybody can't enjoy it, I have a hard time enjoying it. Yeah, poetry, I always do research before because I learned my lesson in the U.S. One time I went to the top of Stone Mountain. Do y'all know what happens at Stone Mountain? Not only did I go to the top of Stone Mountain, but I took my children without researching. They used to hold KKK meetings there. I learned my lesson. Nope, I always know where I'm going before I go. And so I'm coming to Singapore specifically to see the Marina Bay Sands Hotel, and I forgot what those trees are called. But if you Google Singapore, it's what everybody comes to see. It's a beautiful light show at night, so I'll try to get the light show for you all tonight too. Is that a drone? Or is that a bird? I think that's a drone.
The lion sits on reclaimed land looking out to sea. She attracts millions of visitors a year who make the trip to Malayan Park to photograph this world-famous icon at her new home right here in scenic Marina Bay. Take a peek behind the Malayan and you'll see a baby Malayan.
I will say this, the tourists are all very friendly. I shared a Uber or I shared a Grab with a guy from Alaska yesterday because we got left at the botanical gardens. The bus didn't come back, or the last time it was supposed to pick up one more pickup and it didn't come back. So he and I had to share grab, and he was absolutely delightful. New dad, new wife, just nice meeting fellow travelers. Oh, it's pretty. This is my favorite way to see the city, to be honest with you all. If I can see it by water or see it by hop on, hop off tour, I like to do that first because it helps me get the lay of the land. And then I go do foot exploration. So I walked to Chinatown last night. And as Chinatowns go, most places in Southeast Asia will have a Chinatown. Eh, I was, I was, I was underwhelmed, to say the least. I was just underwhelmed. But I'll post those pictures and stuff. Jay, yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't, and I don't want to support it. That, mm-mm, mm-mm. If everybody can't have a good time, I don't want to be a part of it. Which is why I love Thailand and why I love Malaysia. Malaysia, everybody was outside. Everybody was there and everybody was outside having a good time. And I enjoyed that. Let me switch over to this side. You all can see those three towers over there. Oh, look right straight ahead. Singapore is a financial hub, so you'll find lots of major bank headquarters here. Like I saw H, is it HSBC? Um, some recognizable. Oh, there it is, Bank of America. They're all here. All the, it's a financial. I don't know if it's tech, but I know for sure finances. So you'll see all the big banks have a headquarters here in Singapore. Maybank, I want to say, is out of Southeast Asia, but I know that I've seen them everywhere. Y'all see JP Morgan in the back. Yep, so they're all here. It's no shortage of money. They got some money because someone was telling me that most people don't own cars because it's so expensive that it can cost you upward 90,000 Singapore dollars to have a car because there are only so many certificates a year that they release to own a car and drive a car. The rolls are automated and tolls, there are tolls for driving on the road and the tolls are automated. They just come out of your account automatically. So it's pretty pricey. So it's not something everyone can have. Oh yeah, HSBC. All the banks are here. I'm sure Chase is here somewhere.
And beside it is Customs House, a charming conservation building from the late 1960s, which began as the Customs Harbour Branch building, one of Singapore's earliest modern-style public buildings. As Singapore's shipping and trade boomed, it became the home of the Singapore Customs Police, tasked with watching over one of the world's busiest harbours.
And what this trip is all about, straight ahead.
Marina Bay Financial Centre, which sits on prime waterfront real estate at the heart of Singapore's new downtown, and is an expansion of the Central Business District. Arguably the crown jewel of Marina Bay, this purpose-built financial centre combines the best in form and function, blending office towers, luxury apartments, and retail space, making it one of the hottest places to live, play, and work, as befitting Singapore's position as a global financial, residential, and entertainment hub.
It's one of the hottest places to live, but it's very expensive too. I'll have to tell you guys about the subsidized housing. Hey, who is that? Does that say F the farmer? Hey, the farmer. Thank you for joining us. Y'all like, subscribe, and share. Just subscribe. Hit the like button. Say hello. Leave a comment. All of that stuff lets YouTube know that this is content that people want to see. So we're passing the Marina Bay Sands area. And this bridge, hopefully we'll get to it, but there's a bridge here that it mimics human DNA. It's called a helix. So let me pan out so you all can see. And there she sits. Look at that baby there. You gotta admit that's impressive. That's pretty darn impressive. I'm not sure what's in that dome, but once I find out, I'll put it in the comments below. And the water is pretty, calm. It's an easy ride. There's a lotus-shaped structure that's going to be coming up. And if I'm not mistaken, it's a museum. You all know I'm going to that pool up top, right? The pool is up top. I don't know if it spans the length of all three buildings, but as soon as I find out, you'll know. I'm from the U.S., but I'm traveling Southeast Asia. And when I tell you it has been a joy, it has been just an absolute joy. Let's see if I can zoom in so you guys can see. You come to Singapore to have a good time. Nightlife, beautiful, great restaurants. It's the playground for the wealthy. That's what I think. You don't see very many backpackers. I'll say that for sure. I'm trying to see. Oh, there's the bridge off in the distance right there. Let me see if I can pull in so you can see this bridge.
As we cruise round Marina Bay and begin making our way back down the Singapore River,
I'm going to pull in just a little more.
Singapore landmark that really needs no introduction.
Okay, that's
it's the
this.
Iconic Marina Bay Sands Integrated Resort featuring a casino, hotels,
oh, well, yeah, that's what they're talking about this. Sorry, you guys, my camera,
architecture that resembles a ship atop 3 towers.
My cinematography could use some improvement.
And the unique Helix Bridge. This 280-meter engineering marvel has been modeled after the structure of DNA and was inspired by
They're talking about that bridge.
Built to bring wealth, happiness, and prosperity to Marina Bay. This bridge will also link you to another awe-inspiring attraction, the Gardens by the Bay. Spanning 101 hectares, this award-winning super park is home to over 250,000 rare plants from all over the world. Enjoy the lush
I'm going there tonight, and I'll show you guys the Garden by the Bay.
Super trees, which you can even see from this distance. They're essentially vertical gardens measuring up to 16 stories high and linked by suspended walkways with stunning views of the entire park. Living up to their name, the super trees also collect rainwater, generate solar power, and are venting ducts for the park's conservatories, which encapsulate the cloud forest and flower dome. Do you notice that the water here is very calm? This is due to the Marina Barrage, which is a dam built across the 350-meter wide Marina
The water
Channel.
is very calm.
It keeps out the seawater to create Singapore's first reservoir in the city, a vital source of fresh water and flood control. The Marina Reservoir is Singapore's 15th reservoir. It has the largest and most urbanized catchment area.
Oh, and that big, do you see that big Ferris wheel there? There are 28 cars and 28 people can fit in each of those capsules, I guess you could call them. I'm going to try to do that tonight too. It's called the Flyer. So I'll try to get on the Flyer tonight too.
That measures 165 meters tall, that's 42 stories high, and 150
But this building that's coming up, you guys, is shaped like the fruit durian. If you've ever had durian, it tastes delicious, but it smells awful. And I've only seen it in Southeast Asia.
Passengers per revolution, which takes about 32 minutes to complete, rotating at a smooth speed of 24 centimeters per second. This engineering wonder provides breathtaking panoramic views of Singapore and the islands beyond. In fact, from on board, you can see up to 45 kilometers away. That's 3 kilometers more than the entire length of our island city. You'll also notice to your right 2 curious spiky domes unique only to the Esplanade, theaters on the bay. Because of its resemblance to the king of fruits, it's been affectionately nicknamed the Durians. No worries here. Quite unlike its pungent namesake, the Esplanade Theatres on the Bay attracts hordes of hungry culture vultures eager to taste of its many blockbuster productions. As the region's premier performing arts and entertainment centre, it boasts superb facilities, showcases world-famous musicals, and features...
Don't forget, if you're here, hit the like button. Like my friend Shauna says, she hits it on the way in the house so that she doesn't forget to hit it on the way out the house. So if you're here, hit the like button, subscribe, share, and stay tuned for more scenes from Singapore. Tonight is Garden by the Bay, or whatever it is. Y'all know, I'm not sure. And we'll see the super trees and the light show tonight. Yes, I do poetry. I focus primarily on Mexico because I spent the most time in Mexico. That's probably where I did the most extensive. But the truth is now I could probably add Southeast Asia because Lord knows I've hit them all. I did Thailand, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Singapore, Bali, and I'll finish up with Japan, China, and South Korea. So, yep, absolutely. You can schedule a time. For now, it says help with moving to Playa del Carmen, but the truth is, it's an hour-long session, and I'm willing to share everything I know. So if you want to book a time, yep, use that link. You still get me. And you have access to my expertise and experience. And I'm telling you, if it's something that you're considering, you can certainly do it. I did it. And I did it as an older person. So y'all know I'm almost 60 years old. Yes, I said it. I had to do my mouth. Yeah, poetry. Are you thinking about it? If you are, I highly encourage you because I'm telling you, the U.S. is a great place, but in my humble opinion, it ain't the greatest country in the world. It's great though, don't get me wrong, it's great. But I've seen some beautiful things.
Back in the old colonial days, they would emerge from their houses to stroll along the Esplanade every afternoon. Here they would enjoy the sea breeze, exchange gossip, and perhaps even indulge in a little innocent flirtation. As a nod to our colonial history, Queen Elizabeth Walk was opened within the Esplanade Park in 1953 to honor the coronation of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. If you have the time, this park will take you on a pleasant meandering walk by other interstate national monuments.
That's what I like too, is that when I tell you Singapore is walkable, like all the beautiful things you can walk from attraction to attraction.
Another governor of the Strait settlements. This elegant arch displays an excellent combination of intricate glass.
Yes, house sitting is a great way to, test out new places.
Since its support for heavyweight vehicles zipping back and forth daily.
Look at the structure of this bridge.
As a gorgeous contrast to the skyscrapers that now mark the Singapore skyline, just look to the right and you'll see sitting grandly before us 3 beautifully preserved buildings that commemorate Queen Victoria, the Empress of India. The Victoria Theatre and Victoria Memorial Hall, which features the clock tower, are both historical monuments dedicated to the performance arts. Right next to them is the Empress Place building, which was constructed in 1907 entirely by convict labor. Previously known as the government offices, the Empress Place building is now also a national monument and home to the Asian Civilizations Museum. The Asian Civilizations Museum is a treasure trove of history and culture that will introduce you to the world of Asian traditions. The museum features over 1,600 treasured artifacts in 4 themed geographical zones and includes a Singapore River gallery dedicated to the history and people of our beloved river. Be sure to check it out for an even more intimate picture of the things you've seen and learned on this river cruise.
I think we're heading back home now. Poetry, reach out to me. You got my email address. It's at fromlacktolegacy@gmail.com. And let's talk. Because I'm curious to see where you want to go. Because I've got some ideas, especially if this is your first time.
Nation's pioneers, coolies, merchants, traders, and financiers, all immortalized in beautifully cast bronze. There are many other surprising sculptures that dot the Singapore River Promenade, and if you decide to take an exploratory walk, we promise you won't be disappointed.
They've got a exhibition on Manila. I think that it says Manila Galleon. I'm not sure what that means. Oh yeah, we're coming back full circle. I see those colorful buildings, those colorful windows. This was a very pleasant ride. It was $28 for adults. I can't remember. I want to say it was $12 maybe for children. I took the hop on, hop off tour. That was $60 for one day. That's pretty expensive as hop on, hop off tours go. It's probably one of the most expensive ones I've done. But the ticket lasts 24 hours. So, you know, for what you get. But this is not value travel. This is, you know, come prepared to pay. I had a steak and egg breakfast, $40. The steak, I mean, but don't get me wrong, the steak was delicious. I wasn't mad. You know, it's a decent portion. But it's that you're not going to find value meals like you find in Thailand and Malaysia. Or you could. But I didn't enjoy my value meals. Y'all know I ate at 3 mom and pop places. It was okay.
Administrative and commercial districts along the riverbanks of this budding island city.
Yeah, it is. I think it's more expensive than the U.S.
After which it became Parliament House up till
But right up there, yep, because when I was home in Chicago, I didn't have a meal that was under $40. Ooh.
What is that strange disc hovering over Parliament House?
Right
there. Is it a
there.
bird? Is it a plane? Is it a UFO? Don't worry. What looked like something out of a sci-fi movie is actually part of the Supreme Court of Singapore.
That's their Supreme Court.
Named after the then Governor General of India, Lord Elgin. Fittingly, the bridge served as a link between the Indian merchants on the north side of the river and the Chinese community on the south side in the days of our colonial past. We're now approaching Coleman Bridge, named after its Irish architect, George Drumgold Coleman.
That is the Supreme Court.
Singapore's development. Appointed the first superintendent of public works in Singapore, Coleman brought with him an architectural style known as Palladian, a combination of Greek and Roman styles adapted for our tropical climate.
Again, everybody is friendly. The tourists have been very friendly. Oh, I do have to tell you, you know, there's always This happens to me. Maybe it doesn't happen to y'all, but I always can spot the Karens. I had an incident at the first night. That's a story time. I'll tell it to you. Man, a gaggle of them. And I'm quick now, y'all. The older I get, the less tolerant I am.
I know.
And there you have it. We finally come full circle, traveling from the heart of Singapore and along its vital, vibrant lifelines. Thank you very much for joining us on the Singapore River Cruise. We trust you enjoy your journey on the world's first environmentally friendly electric gunboats and hope you tell all your friends and family about this unique experience. We'd love to show them around too. So until next time, from all of us at Singapore River Cruise, we wish you a lovely and unforgettable stay in Singapore.
Now listen, back in the day, I would have done this. This is a slingshot. I would probably still do it, but I haven't seen it open. It's that thing that launches you up into the air. You see those seat things there? You get strapped in there, and then it launches you. I don't know if it's up or out over the water or what, but I haven't seen it open, so I haven't been able to get over to the slingshot. Or maybe it shoots you that way over the grassy area. I'm not sure. But stay tuned. I might do the slingshot if I can catch it open. Singapore is colorful. It's very clean, very well organized, great infrastructure. You know, they got a lot of money. They got a lot of money to work with here. They were talking about how much money the casino brings in, and I'm sure they use some of that to, you know, keep up the infrastructure of the city. Very well run city. All right, that's the end of that, y'all. Okay, I gotta go because now I gotta go run over here and find this hop on, hop off tour. I'll try to give you all some of that too. I know it's late, so some of y'all will have to catch it in the replay. But thank you for joining, y'all. Thank y'all for staying with me, and thank you for staying up late. Don't forget, like, subscribe, share the channel, and I will see y'all in about 20 minutes on a hop on, hop off tour. Bye-bye, y'all. Gotta go. Bye.